Yo, what's up, guys? Finally back uploading another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle for y'all to watch. So today we're battling my brother Sluggy, or Sea Slug, Jose Luisa, or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to be on the other side of the battle because, as you see there, I have a Diancie on my team. And the problem with Diancie, Megatios, any of the unobtainable shinies, if you use them in a battle, you unfortunately can't upload them to the GTS because they're not officially released. So my only hope of uploading these kind of battles is battling somebody with a capture card. Luckily for me, my brother Sluggy, he got a capture card, and he was kind enough to record this. So anyway, I'm leading off with my Nidoking because I see it's a pretty safe lead against most of his team. His Victini, unless it carries Zen Headbutt, can't one-shot me. And yeah, so there we go. So I go for the safe Ice Beam. It hits pretty much everything else pretty hard on his team. So yeah, and now I'm gonna go ahead and switch back out into my Diancie. This is a specially defensive, calm-natured Diancie. The way you get a Diancie is like soft resetting a shit ton of times. Like, it is guaranteed that you'll get 3 max IVs, but all the rest in the nature are completely random. You can't even control the nature like you can with all the other legendaries. But yeah, so anyway, I miss a Toxic, and then I know he's going to switch in his Cobalion to dodge another Toxic, so I'm actually going to set up my Stealth Rocks. So I actually have a half-decent little core here with Diancie and Zapdos. Zapdos at least covers Diancie's weaknesses decently well-ish. It's still kind of weak to water, but it's not that bad. So anyway, I go ahead and go switch into my Abomasnow, and I'm using a Mega Abomasnow because why not? See, the problem with a Mega Abomasnow is it's not that bad of a Pokemon, and it really isn't. But because it's so fucking slow, you have to rely a lot on prediction. And when you're playing against two pretty good players, you can get out-predicted. You can out-predict yourself. And that's what happens there, because I go for the Earthquake, predicting his Arcanine to come in to take the Blizzard or the Giga Drain, but he decides just to stay in, and then I go for Giga Drain, and he switches into his Hydreigon. But thankfully, I do have one thing that kind of shuts down his Hydreigon, is my Diancie, and so I go ahead and go back into that as he switches back into his little Gastrodon. I hit that thing with a Toxic. That is good for me. So finally, I Toxic that stupid little Gastrodon. Now I'm gonna switch back out, go back into my Abomasnow, and yeah. So now again, like I said, the problem with Mega Abomasnow is because it's so damn slow. Unless you have like a fully like dedicated Trick Room team, you gotta rely a lot on prediction. And yeah, so he's gonna be going for recovers here. I go for Blizzard, thinking it's just a nice safe play, and it pretty much was. I mean, it did a solid 50% thanks to the Toxic damage. Yeah, so now he's going to go for an Earth Power, just to get a little last-ditch damage off, as I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and it's able to kill off that Slug right there. So, now he's going to go back into his Arcanine, the stupid thing that I thought he was going to go into this whole time, but I'm actually going to end up keeping my Abomasnow because it might come in handy with an Ice Shard for that Hydreigon or the Tornadus Therian there. I'm gonna go back into my Latias. This is actually an offensive Latias, so it doesn't really take the hits that well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him with a Dragon Pulse as he decides to burn me with the Will-O-Wisp. And that's good for me because I I'm gonna be able to go for another Psyshock, and it unfortunately does not kill. Ah, that is freaking annoying. So, he scored a crit on extreme speed. Honestly, it didn't really end up mattering. And actually, it turns out it helped me more, because if he did not get that crit, he would have had an extra turn of lefties, which means that that U-turn from my Victini probably would not have been able to kill. So, anyway, I go ahead and go back into my Nidoking, because like I said, it is a pretty threatening Pokemon to his entire team, as he goes into his Hydreigon. Now, I bred this Hydreigon. I know that it has, it got bred on, Earth Power, so I was expecting the Earth Power, and I go into my Zapdos. And unfortunately, he goes for the Dark Pulse, but the way he's been playing this Hydreigon, I'm thinking that it is choice, probably Specs or Scarf or something. I don't know exactly, but I go back into my Diancie, and he eats up another Dark Pulse. As I'm going to go for the Diamond Storm, predicting his Victini to come in, but unfortunately he brings in the Cobalion, and 4 times resistant to that. It's going to do nothing, even with a crit. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and go straight for the Iron Head as I switch into my Victini. Take that really nice, and now we are going to play a little game called Victini versus Victini. So, I'm going to go for V-Create. And it's going to do a solid 50-ish% to that Victini, and that's pretty nice. Now the problem is he's going to be able to go for a V-Create of his own, because I got my stats lowered. So now I'm going to actually go back into my Mega Abomasnow, go ahead and sack it off, overkill to that freaking good old, whatchamacallit. So, Mega Abomasnow does go down, but I did set up the hail, so that's going to be nice for a little bit of residual damage. And now I'm able to bring in my Teeny, and I could go for a V-Create, and I could kill something. So that is just great. So Teeny's going to go for that V-Create, kill off that Cobalion as it comes in, and that is good news for me, because that is the one thing that he had to reliably kill my Diancie. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch back out. Let's go ahead and sack off my Zapdos. I don't really need it anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty good for me. And, I'm actually going to end up living the, V-Crate because I have physically defensive Zapdos, but it doesn't really matter because he's, going to die off to the Hail, and then he's going to be able to bring in his Hydreigon and, finish me off with a Dark Pulse. But that's alright with me, because the star of the show can come out, my good old Diancie, and I've actually been kind of pleasantly surprised with how well Diancie has been actually doing. I mean, all it is basically a better Carvink. Like, it has 50 more base offenses than Carvink, but you know, it actually has been doing decent. So, I'm gonna be able to finish off the Hydreigon with the Moonblast, and then whack that freaking Tornadus with a Diamond Storm, and that's gonna be the game. So, that was the question of the day. What are your thoughts on Diancie? What do you think about it? The one that I ended up getting after about maybe an hour of soft resetting was Calm Nature with max defense, special defense, and speed IVs, and then pretty damn good stats in otherwise. So, the thing is that I don't really understand is like why Diamond Storm is a physical type attack. Like, it makes much more sense for it to be special, but you know what, whatever. Really the only the good reason to run it is because, especially on a specially defensive set, is because you can you get a 50% chance to raise your defense whenever you use it. So even though I have a minus attacking nature, I still think it's a very viable move to have on my Diancie. So yeah, my set is Stealth Rock, Toxic, Moonblast, and Diamond Storm. So yeah, pretty damn good set. And believe me, if I could, I would you know, I would clone this thing and send it out to you guys in a giveaway, but unfortunately I can't because Diancie, Latiosites, you know, the shiny unobtainable Pokemon, they can't be traded. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'm sorry, but I wish I could, but I can't. So anyway, that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave your comments down in the section below, answering the question of the day: what do you think about Diancie? So that's gonna be it for me today. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I love you all, and deuces.